And we're back. My next guest is going to help us all feel a bit less stressed this holiday season. Candace Adler is the owner of Candace Adler Design and has some great advice on how to keep a zen and stress-free home. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How are you?
I'm very good.
Uh-huh.
Happy to be here. Hopefully have some good advice for everybody at home.
Absolutely, which leads me into my first question. Do you have any good advice for like a first-time home buyer that can really decorate their home to make it nice and tranquil?
I do, and I think that if I were a first-time buyer, or even if I was living in a house that I was in for 10 to 15 years, there's always something that you can do to make it work for you. Mm-hmm. And most people, I tell them the first thing is reduce the clutter. Okay. Do not overdo it. Mm-hmm. Do not try and have chaos all over. I'm a firm believer in less is more.
Right.
If you're a first-time buyer, concentrate on the space that you're going to use the most. Don't try and overwhelm yourself and complete an entire home all in one shot. I think it's easier to decide what's most important as far as priorities, where you're going to be living, and take it step by step. Mm-hmm. But if it's an existing home, I say declutter. Do not have things all over that will give you anxiety and stress.
Right.
I think that I had mentioned to you when we had spoken before about a type of Zen type feel.
Right.
And in Zen, it's all about peace. It's a Japanese word. It's about peace and harmony and tranquility. And I believe that that's the way your home should be. So usually when I'm working with clients, I try and talk to them to try and see what works with them to achieve that goal.
Right. So some tips that you can give to get that balance, to get that nice Zen feeling, what are there?
Okay, so like I said, the first thing is try and eliminate any items and any things and papers, newspapers, magazines, clutter all over your counters.
Right.
That would be my first advice. If you do that, then you have a nicer palette to work with.
Right.
I think that when it comes to choosing colors, I tend to go for soft hues of whites and beiges, neutrals, some grays, and some real soft tones.
Right.
That will make you feel, calm, and try and translate that through the whole home. I think a home should be cohesive. I don't believe every room you go into needs to change its color and have its own personality. I think that if you're looking for that calm vibe, if you're looking for peace, I think that stick with the same tones throughout there, the home.
The home. And what about placing furniture? Is there a certain way you should be placing furniture, or?
There is. You always want to have easy, natural paths to walk through. You don't want to overcrowd a room with furniture.
Okay.
You want, if possible, to at least leave like 3 feet, like clear paths to work in between the furniture and chairs, and natural paths to like the kitchen from the den per se, or from when you're walking in your home, from the entrance. It's nice to have a nice, clear, easy path. I don't believe in overcrowding a room with furniture.
So simple, simplistic things.
Completely simplistic as far as the arrangement.
Right.
I mean, most important, I like texture. I like to use wood. I use bamboo. I like to bring in natural elements, something more organic, if I'm going for that more calm type feel. And my background as far as design, especially I do a lot down the shore.
Okay.
People tend to want to go to on vacation or down the shore for that place to be calm.
Right. Get away, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
So I tend to try and go with that type of style because that's, with natural linens as far as the fabrics. I don't bring in a lot of color. If you do love color, you can pop it with artwork, accessories, maybe a little in the rug. But not to overdo it.
Okay.
Yeah,
absolutely. What about aromatherapy?
Well, it's funny because when you think about how you feel when you go into space and you use all your senses, I say to people. So if you're trying to create a sense of calmness, like we're trying to do here, people forget about smell. So sometimes, like before you go to bed, you can use a linen spray. You can use candles, which also lend itself, I say, to calmness, because when you light candles, they have a nice like lavender. I sometimes use type of smell.
Yeah.
But it's part of your senses and stimulating all of your senses, not just visually when you're in a space, but playing calm, relaxing music that goes throughout the home, along with your scent as well as visual. It's makes it more harmonious for the home.
And it relieves your stress, right?
It does, and we're all going around working like crazy, keeping up with kids and life.
Right.
I think that the home should be a place where you can go to be calm. It shouldn't create anxiety. It should function for your family.
Absolutely, so
Yeah.
good. Well, we have a few more seconds left, actually. But tell me a little bit about how did you get started, basically?
I got started by my passion, if you want to know the truth. It was a very natural path for me.
Okay.
I've always loved fabric. I've always loved style. I always loved fashion. In fact, I always tell my clients when I meet them for the first time and they're not sure what colors and what they want to go with, I tell them to go and take their best thing that they love in their closet out and show it to me.
Beautiful.
I'll know what they like the most.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it for you being here. Thank you so much. And that's it. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'll share my healthy lifestyle tip of the week when Healthy Lifestyle with Eraldo returns after the break.